your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, good evening to you. Welcome in here on, well, what has been a sunnier day across central Illinois. But now we're starting to see showers beginning to move into the area. Light rain is going to be possible as another front begins to move through the region. You can see a few showers here and there into portions of Christian County. Put a little bit of the loop on that. And so don't be surprised if once again you hear a little bit of thunder, maybe a few flashes of lightning as we go throughout tonight. Temperatures, well, 54 in Champaign, 58 Effingham. Look at Carbondale, 71. There's a warm front that's lifting through, and that warm front is going to bring our temperatures up quite a bit by tomorrow. Through this evening, hovering into the 50s, again, a little bit of rain. We'll talk about the 80 degrees that's in store and the thunderstorms to follow when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
Restaurants up north have closed indoor dining, while one mayor in central Illinois says that should not happen here no matter what. Plus, a bicyclist was hit on the road near one town, why some say riding there is dangerous to begin with.
And dance is more than just movement. What one studio is also giving kids in our town, Danville.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
Springfield, we have been pretty proactive in enforcement and making sure people or the restaurants are adhering to the guidelines.
Springfield's mayor says indoor dining should stay open no matter what, even as his county and region are trending in the wrong direction. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. Two more regions saw their indoor dining scene get shut down by the state because of increasing cases. WCIA 3's Cole Hankey live in Springfield tonight. So, Cole, what does the mayor say he wants to do instead?
Well, Springfield Mayor Jim Langfelder does not like the idea of returning to phase 3 of the Restore Illinois plan. He called it using the old playbook. Multiple regions in the state are now using that old playbook, though, and Springfield could have to open it back up themselves if numbers keep trending in the wrong direction like they are now. But the mayor thinks that a new approach to handling indoor dining could help businesses actually get through a really tough winter.
We have more information than when we first started in April, and we're doing things differently. And so to run the same playbook as back then, it doesn't make sense to me because we have, we know more today than we did back then.
Data from the state shows bars and restaurants are some of the most likely places for somebody to catch COVID right now. Langfelder thinks that those two can be separated, though, with bars having to shut down before restaurants, since restaurants can separate people easier. And Langfelder's been trying this entire pandemic to help keep restaurants afloat. They've even shut down some streets here, entire blocks here in downtown Springfield, to allow for more outdoor seating options. But as the weather gets colder, those options are becoming a lot less viable. Paul?
All right, Cole, thank you so much. As for today's statewide COVID-19 numbers, more than 4,300 new cases were announced for a total of more than 355,000. The positivity rate increased again. It is now at 5.7%. 69 more deaths were announced, including 8 in our viewing area. The total is now more than 9,300.
Now for a follow-up about the outbreak at Lincoln's Challenge Academy. Officials say they have more cases, but can't confirm exactly how many. Yesterday, they reported 36. No one's in the hospital, and they say they're working with the health department. Workers and students are in isolation, and everyone is staying on campus. New at 5, a man in Decatur is in custody after being accused of grooming a 12-year-old. Police say Brandon Tovar was arrested after his daughter found sexual messages between him and one of her friends. They say she was concerned he was having sex with her friend after she was sleeping alone with him in bed. Tovar also told police she was a youth minister at Heartland Community Church. Decatur police need your help to track down a man connected to a shooting. Police say the man talking to the clerk in this video that you see on your screen right there was involved in a shooting. Happened Sunday at the Marathon gas station at Larkdale Court. If you know who he is, call police or Crime Stoppers. That number, 423-TIPS.
This is an update for you. Police say a bicyclist who was hit in Rantoul is improving. It happened last night on Murray Road by Chandler. They thought his injuries were life-threatening, but they now say he's stable. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting is live for us. And Courtney, neighbors told you that is a scary place to bike. Why?
Jennifer, they do, and some of them even refuse to bike there at all. And that's because Murray is a pretty thin road, and there's no shoulder on either side of it. The other issue is it's not lit up very well. Police did tell me the biker last night was wearing dark clothing. He was hit around 8:30, so it would have been dark by then. I talked to Ed Sexton, who's lived along that road for 7 years.
I would like for people to be more careful. It's a 45-mile-an-hour speed limit. And I get it, people are in a hurry. I've seen people driving, I'll bet 65 and 70 down here in the morning. They drive too fast on this road.
Police recommend anyone walking or biking should wear something either bright or reflective. They also say bikes should have some sort of blinking light or a headlight. Police don't know what exactly caused the crash. They're trying to figure out if the driver was distracted, for example, or if they were having trouble seeing. But that driver is cooperating with police. Live in the newsroom, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Courtney, thank you. 2 teenagers are in custody after police say they stole a car. They were caught after a crash near Crystal Lake Park in Urbana this afternoon. Police say the car was reported stolen earlier this morning near the U of I campus. After a shoplifting call on North Cunningham, there was a chase. The Champaign County Sheriff's Office finally made the stop at North Broadway without incident.
Officials in Paris are searching for a man after a fire. Crews were called to South Central and West Elizabeth when they arrived. They were told no one was home, but later learned someone was inside. They weren't able to find him, but authorities determined the fire started in the apartment that belonged to that missing man, Larry Aerosmith. Now they're looking for him to make sure he's safe and to question him. Politicians across the state are mourning the death of Deanna DiMuzio. The mayor of Carlinville died yesterday. Before her time as mayor, she served as a member of the Illinois Senate. She was appointed to her husband's seat in 2004 after he died and held on to it until she lost an election in 2012. Lawmakers are remembering her as a trailblazer for stepping into the role in a time where only a handful of women were in the Senate.
It's no secret that U of I prefers to go green. How the school is planning to take it to the next level.
Plus, a new Target's open. What's been done to keep guests safe?
This portion of WCIA 3 News is brought to you by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
There's something rotten in Betsy Londrigan's campaign. Could be the fuel that powers it. Madigan-tainted lobbyist cash. Or the cash Londrigan's PAC raised with Madigan's political organization. Or the stink of corruption left by a probe into Londrigan's donor, a former Madigan henchman whose home was reportedly raided by the FBI. Betsy Londrigan's campaign is rotten to the core. A cog in the wheel of Madigan's machine. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The pandemic has been rough on healthcare workers, but Rodney Davis has had our backs. Rodney secured funding for PPE to keep us safe, and he voted to make coronavirus testing free for Illinois families. Rodney is also taking on the big insurance companies to protect people with pre-existing conditions. And he's holding Big Pharma accountable to lower your prescription drug prices. Rodney Davis is on our side.
I'm Rodney Davis, and I approve this message.
Some things only happen in Detroit, like ferocious street machines. Because here you do things different to make them better. Better like Jet's Detroit-style pizza. Get a perfectly paired pepperoni pizza, just $13.99. Jet's, better because it has to be.
Do you make a difference? With a bachelor's in nursing from Lakeview College of Nursing, you could make an impact in someone else's life. With these 2 beautiful locations and 1 tuition rate for all students, getting your nursing degree is easier and more affordable than ever. Visit today to find out more.
When Congress passed coronavirus relief, Rodney Davis voted to keep the payments secret. Turns out Davis's brother was first in line for the money, getting over $1 million just 2 days after he could apply. Davis's big business donors got bailed out too. And just 2 weeks after Davis voted against added transparency, he got another big check from big business. It's no secret. Rodney Davis doesn't work for you. Women Vote is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Live from your local news leader, Jennifer Roscoe, Paul Cicchini, and Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Kevin Lighty. You're watching WCIA 3 News at 5.
The new Campustown Target store opened this morning.
It's on the first 2 floors of the Dean Campustown Apartments building on Green and 6th in Champaign. The 17,000 square foot store has items geared toward college students and staff wearing a mask and socially distancing while inside is required. Target also put up plexiglass shields at check lanes and have dedicated Tuesday and Thursday early mornings to vulnerable shoppers. The official grand opening will be Sunday.
U of I leaders are rolling out their updated climate action plan. Some of the highlights: divesting from fossil fuels in their companies by 2050, turning to environmentally smart companies instead. The plan also calls for the U of I to use clean energy sources for 15% of total campus demand by 2030. Compare that to only 2.8% last year.
Even as we continue to navigate the ongoing daily challenges of the pandemic, as a university, we must be also looking ahead and positioning ourselves for the landscape that will await us on the other side.
University leaders also want to work with Champaign, Urbana, and Savoy City leaders to expand urban biodiversity and green jobs programs.
All right, so I think we've all been looking forward to tomorrow.
Tomorrow's good.
We just have to get through the rest of
everything
the day.
After that is not good.
All right, well, let's just focus on what's next.
We can do that. We can focus on a nice picture, too. This is really pretty on a Roofing Dog iNet Flooring America camera in Springfield. Look at all the trees, all the red. Look at all those trees there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can count 8 or 9 trees all around there that got some great fall color on them. All right, currently still cool, 54 degrees. When we come back, though, we're going to get you details about how we can see some rain tonight. That warm Thursday, the good part to the forecast, but then how things turn stormy and colder.